Hey boo, hey, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. I'm having a pretty good Sunday. My name is LaQuenia Gibson, and welcome to my channel. I'm a beautiful mess. Here, I really just want to encourage you to see the beauty in all of your mess, okay? And your mess gets you to where you're supposed to be in life, okay? It carries you, so don't look at it so negatively all the time. I have been away for a while, yes. This message today is 3 ways on how to get back to yourself. I have been just really down. Once the school year ends, you kind of come down off adrenaline that you've been running on for the last 9 months, and you are able to think. And in that process, you kind of just think about the school year and how it went, and then you also realize where you've neglected yourself, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm failing at life. I didn't do this right, although I did some of this right, but this overcast everything. But the things that I didn't do right overcast everything that I did do right, and so you just kind of, for me, it's a very confusing state, and also it's coupled with grief for me. So I have been missing my mom a lot. I have done a lot of great things in just like the last month and a half of the school year, and the person that I wanted to call first was my mom, and I couldn't. So that part was hard for me. I do still have a very, very strong support system in my family and in my friends, so I was able to reach out to them. But still, the person that you want to call, you can't call. So you just kind of like, I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard thing to live through. But I realized also in that, I realized that I had sunk into a depression, and I was like, I cannot stay here. I am determined. I am all about giving yourself the time. I'm all about giving yourself the space that you need to be able to go through something, but you can't stay there. And so I had decided that I know we depressed right now, Queen, but we got to get up out of this because we got lots of stuff to do just within 6 weeks. But my first step in getting yourself out of a dark place is that first you have to admit that you're in a dark place. Some of us don't like to admit that, because admitting that we're in a dark place or that we're going through depression also signals that in our mind that maybe we're a failure, or we don't believe in God as much, or I'm not trusting God enough. So in a lot of us, I know like it's a choice to be there. It is a choice, but sometimes it's just hard. And it's okay to admit when life has been hard on you and hard towards you, and you feel like you're just really stuck and you don't know which way is out. But admitting that you have a problem is the first step in anything. And admitting that I was depressed, I was like, okay, now I know we're depressed, Queen, but we can't stay here. We know we have a purpose. We can't stay in this state, although the enemy would love to, because the enemy attacks your mind. So can we stay here? So my point number 2 is, now that I know I'm depressed, what steps do I need to get out of here? And for me, a lot of the things that just wasn't bringing me joy anymore, like my YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, even listening to music, I had to figure out what was going on, why the things that brought me so much joy just didn't fill me at all. And it was because I had to recenter and realign myself with God. I know a lot of people here probably listen to my messages probably are not Christ followers, but I am a Christ follower. And so I had to get back into the Word of God and what God said about me and what God believes about me. And I had to realize I needed to love myself the way that He loves me. And so that means I had to dig down deep and figure out, at least for me, this is what I do. I find one part of my life and I start speaking life to it. Okay, for me, it's the working out. Okay, so I'm consistently working out when my diet is not trash, and so my diet is trash sometimes. And so instead of beating myself up for my diet, I go in and I say, you know what, today we're gonna do better. Yesterday wasn't a great day, but today we at least gonna have a healthy breakfast and a healthy lunch. Now what we do for dinner, I don't know, but we're gonna start here and we're gonna progress from here. But what we're not gonna do is continue to beat ourselves up in a depressive state, because all it does is pull me down further. And the last thing I did, so I figured I was depressed, I had to get right with the Lord. And honestly, the last thing is so cliche, but honestly, I slept. My eye was, at one point, both my eyes were twitching. I knew I was tired. My mind was tired. My mind was tired of racing and not figuring out a solution and getting up through the night. And so instead of, I skipped the gym for a few days and I slept. I slept until 9 o'clock in the morning. That's super late for me. I'm usually up by 4:30, 4 o'clock every day. And so I slept until 9 a.m. And I honestly feel like a brand new person because my mind and my body is rested. My body was starting to ache. My back was hurting. My foot was hurting. Like even my pinky was hurting. And I was like, my body is tired and it couldn't function. But getting those couple extra hours of sleep honestly made all the difference in the world, okay? So that is my message for you today. I want you to, if you feel like you're in a place where you can't get back out, I want you to find one thing and I want you to focus on that and I want you to build on that. Then I want you to go forth from that. And I want you to admit to yourself when you're not in such a great space and admit that to your friends too, okay? It makes you so powerful. Believe me, it does. It really does, okay? So I love you guys and always, always, always get you some sleep. But don't be lazy and be sleeping all day. That's tacky. Get you some sleep. And remember to forgive yourself and love yourself, okay? Bye.